my name is Mr. Schweitzer, and I'm going to give you a little video on lab and goggle safety. Some of our initial, as you enter the room, what are some things you should be doing to make yourself safe in lab. But as you enter the lab, the very first thing you'll do is you'll walk over to the lab station and the goggle station, you will grab goggles. You put them on, make sure they're somewhat tight fitting to your face or snug, and this is the way we'll stay for the whole time that we are in lab. Whether it looks cool or not cool, you have two eyes. You're on the front of your face so you can see binocular vision. You will see three-dimensional and you can see depth. Animals that have eyes in the side of their heads do not have binocular vision, like, let's say, chickens. You know, they always look sideways at you. They cannot see depth. So having both eyes is extremely important, and that will probably be my number one focus when we're in lab, is making sure you're wearing your goggles and that you know what you're doing. So, like I mentioned, you walk into the lab, you go grab your goggles, and you've been given a lab station. You go to your lab station. At that point, a very critical point in lab is what I call pre-flight instructions. I'm sitting here in front of the island. This is where you'll find pretty much all the chemicals that you will be using for your lab. It is of the utmost of importance for you to know which chemicals to use and some of the safety concerns of those chemicals, any special instructions for the lab. So the first 2 or 3 minutes of the lab are extremely important. I'm not going to be real tolerant if you're talking to someone else while I'm giving these safety concerns. Knowing what you're doing in the lab might be the most important thing to, one, getting something out of the lab, and two, leaving it safely. So that being said, you will not get a very warm response from me if you're screwing around while I'm giving pre-flight safety instructions. Doesn't mean I don't like you. Just means at that point you're doing something that can cause harm to somebody else, or yourself for that matter. So on the island you'll find all the chemicals that you need. Both sides, those scales on here for quicker use of weighing things out and whatnot. To my right here I also have our distilled water. I have glass disposal, nothing special about it, just if you have broken glass, that's where it goes, so that our custodial staff knows that when they empty it that there could be potential sharp objects there. Behind me you'll see two other things that are important. One is going to be the goggle station, and two is the red button is for shutting off the gas to all the Bunsen burners if that is needed. Above the goggle station is the fighter blanket. Now I'll talk about that in a later video. So when we come into the lab, goggles, and listen to a few pre-flight instructions so you know what you're doing. Okay?